All right, are you ready for this? 16 of India's finest have been distilled down to 4 of India's best as we head into AIFF's eFootball Challenge, and this is the semi-final stage, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Prem Deshpande. You may have heard me doing I-League commentary in the recently concluded I-League, but now the domestic squabbles are indeed done and dusted, certainly as far as the I-League and ISL is concerned. But now it is time to focus our attention to the Tigers, and not just the Blue Tigers, that too of course, but potential E-Tigers as well. We are at the most important juncture in AIFF's eFootball Challenge because at stake is a place and a chance to represent India at FIFA's flagship tournament, FIFA E-Nation Series 2021. So it is getting juicy indeed at the semi-final stage of this tournament right here. So let's have a look at who the 4 semi-finalists are and who've made their way through the first 2 rounds. Just to give you a gist as well of what this tournament is all about, it is contested between the top 16 Indian PlayStation e-athletes of the FIFA Global Series rankings. And the round of 16 and quarterfinals are actually done already. We are now at the semi-final stage. And the reason ladies and gentlemen, that I mentioned this is the most crucial juncture is because at stake is a chance to represent India. The two finalists become e-tigers and represent India in FIFA's flagship tournament, which is of course the FIFA E-Nations Series 2021. So the two semi-finals are on your screens. Of course, Lokmanyu versus Vicky will be slightly later in the day at 5 p.m. But to look forward to at 3 p.m., we of course have Charan, who's taking on Siddh Chandarana, also better known as Jenna Sid in the world of FIFA. So those two will be facing off in under 10 minutes from now. And they've both indeed been in fine form. If you talk about Charan, a pretty comfortable win in the round of 16 for him against seed number 16, Subha Banik, an 11-3 aggregate scoreline over two legs. But a comparatively tight affair in the quarterfinal against seed number 8, Shubham Jadhav, a 6-3 win on aggregate for Charan in that one. And as far as Jana Sid's road to the semi-final is concerned, much like his opponent today, a comprehensive victory for Jana Sid in the round of 16, a 9-0 win against seed number 12, Jasprit Singh Dukkal. But then in the quarterfinal, the winner was undecided for quite a while, but Jana Sid eventually got the 5-2 aggregate win against seed number 13, Ankit Gupta. Excitingly poised indeed, ladies and gentlemen. So, without further ado, why don't we call upon the two semi-finalists? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Charan Singh and Siddh Chandarana. Okay, all right, there they are, the two men of the moment. Hi guys, how's it going?
It's going good.
So, I've been following you guys for quite a while now, and I've done my research. So I know that for both of you all, you are expert gamers, and you've been doing this for many a year, quite a while now for you, playing FIFA at very much the top level. You played each other as well so many times. But this is the first time that AIFF has actually organized an eFootball challenge. So what's your experience been like playing in this in the first two rounds that you've already played? Charanjot, go first.
Yeah, the experience has been tremendous for me. This is a first of a kind tournament, where the 16 top athletes are competing to represent India at the E Nations. And now, if we win, one of us wins, we can officially count ourselves as a player who has represented India at the international level. So yeah, it's a different kind of tournament, and to win it, it would be a thing of pride for me.
Absolutely will be. And for you, Jenna?
Yeah, I mean it's been an incredible experience. To play for your country, the sense of pride you get will always be unmatched. And I was expecting this game, so I'm sure whoever wins this game will do very well for India in the Nations Cup.
Yeah, well, just as you said that, I could see a slight smile on Charanjot's face as well. And that actually leads me to my next question, which is again for both of you all. Now, of course, you've played each other many times in the past, but now that you know that this is a chance to represent India if you win this game and get into that final. So, are the nerves and jitters a bit more as against when you've probably competed in other tournaments before, Charanjot?
Yeah, the nerves are slightly more when we like play for fun, play for friendlies. But I don't think the nerves will get into me or Sid's as we have played a lot of times in previous tournaments.
Yeah, you agree with that, Sid?
Yeah, I mean the stakes are too high for this one, so I mean the nerves will always be there. I won't lie. So it's important to stay as calm and as composed as you can be, and important to not let the nerves get the better of you.
Okay, all right. Thanks for the quick chat, guys. Now I'll let you to go and focus and concentrate on the game that is to come. So all the best
Thank
for
you.
the game.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Okay, so while the two players get ready and warmed up for this big game, now let's have a quick look at how they've actually done in this tournament so far. We'll start with Charan first. Now, very interesting statistics for him indeed, because if you look at the number of goals that he scored, you can tell that he has been in staggering form, 17 goals in two games. I'll let you calculate the average. Uh, Not that difficult to do, of course. But more interestingly, he's conceded only six as well. So defensively, been very astute as you'd expect from the player who's the number one seeded player actually coming into this tournament. So well, been in fine form. So there are plenty of moments that we can look back on and cherish as far as Charan Jyot is concerned in this tournament so far. So let's have a look at Charan Jyot's best moments and indeed his best goals from the first two rounds. Here they are. Not bad, was it? And well, if you look at his opponent today as well, his stats aren't half bad either because Jana Sid has scored 14 goals as well, which is, well, maybe not as good as Charan Jyot's at 17, but still a considerably good number. But guess what? His defense has been much better than that of Charan Jyot's, and he'll probably have his eyes on that and will be looking to exploit that because Sid is extremely astute as far as his defense is concerned. Only the two goals conceded in his two games. So, plenty of moments for Sid as well to cherish from the past two games. So, let's have a look at the best of Jenna Sid from this tournament so far. Well, this is indeed going to be a moment of pride for whoever wins. And, like I mentioned in both the semi-finals, whether it's Lokmanyu versus Vicky or this one that, we're just about to witness in just a while, no matter who the winner, but eventual the winner is going to actually be India because we are going to play in the FIFA E-Nation Series 2021. But of course, all of you gaming fans and all of us India fans, actually, we want to see the absolute best, the absolute cream playing for us up there. And well, what better judge than this tournament? So kudos to AIFF actually for organizing the first eFootball challenge here in India. There will, of course, be many more to come. So watch out for this space for that in the future as well. But as far as today's game is concerned now, Jenna Sid, like I already said, his defense has been much better. But when it comes to Charan Jyot, his attack is well. So with 17 goals, you can tell that it's very, very difficult to stop. So it well could be a game of attack versus defense here. Well, enough of me now. So while the two players have their fingers on the controllers now, just a quick reminder that the winner of this game is going to become an e-tiger. So everything at stake, everything to play for here. Jenna Sid versus Charan Jyot. Who will come out on top? We will see you between the game. And all the best to the guys who are playing it. May the best man win. as the two players they are setting up their streams. I wonder actually what's going through their minds at the moment because I was kind of having a little chat with them before we went on air, and I could tell that they're really good friends. So of course they wish the best for each other as well, but not today. Today it's all about the rivalry, and it's something that you see not just in FIFA but in football in general, right, or sport in general, where you see the best of friendships. You see Virat Kohli and Abel de Villiers. You see Cristiano Ronaldo and Marcelo. You see Neymar and Dani Alves. But when they're on the pitch, all friendships are left behind when the referee blows his whistle, and until of course he blows it again for full time. So that's exactly the kind of attitude that we want to see from both players as well in Jana Seda and Charan Jot today, and I'm sure that they will very much both be up for it and raring to go here. Who will come out on top? Well, you can see the countdown on your screen right there. So here we go. The moment that we all, and I certainly have been waiting for. It's undefeated versus Charan Jot. Jana Sit against Charan Jot. Uh, Charan Jot with the red jersey, while Jana Sid is with the black ones. Starting out well in possession here, but like I mentioned, Charan Jot's attack is so difficult to defend. Playing a friendly a couple of days ago, and Charan Jot was indeed leading that game, but Jana Sid made a stellar comeback. A very late goal indeed for him to clinch the winner finally, but it's very different, of course, when you're playing a friendly and playing a game which is as big as this and as serious an affair as this. There's Charan Jot in possession here with Cancelo, now James to Van Dijk. Seems to have recovered from his injury. Good sign for Liverpool fans, and indeed, very good sign for Charan Jot here, indeed. And Jones again. It's a nice crisp movement that we're seeing from Charan Jot here. You can see that his reflexes are very much on point. Possibly a chance for a shot here. Decides not to. Perhaps now into the box, and it's in. An early goal here, ladies and gentlemen, and guess who it is? It's Cristiano Ronaldo, the goal machine, who's given Charan Jot Singh the lead here in this game. A huge setback for Siddh early on. We mentioned how Siddh had to always be careful of Charan Jot's insane attack that we've seen in this tournament so far in the first two games, and here again we see an example of that as he strikes extremely early indeed. Well, and who better to open the scoring here than Cristiano Ronaldo? How will Siddh respond now is what remains to be seen. Wow, it was seemed like pretty much even Stevens until that time, but well, a goal's a goal, and it stands. And indeed, it was a good goal, as you can see there. Drove into the box and drove a neat ball in. It was a tidy finish. Nothing short of what you expect from the great Cristiano Ronaldo. Now Mbappe. Chance now for Sid to get back into this. Mbappe again looking to exploit that pace that Kylian Mbappe has. A stellar talent from France, only 10, 20 years old. Well, speaking of stellar talents, that's something in common between Janasi Charanjot and Mbappe. All three stellar talents in their respective games. But right now, it's about watching Jenna Sid come up with a response. He's doing well here. Some patient build up from Jenna Sid. And now Ronaldo for him again. But it's been stolen away. It's Charan who's back in possession. Cancelo. Back with James. This is good play indeed from Charan just frustrating the opposition. How often do we see that in football? And seems to work very well indeed in the gaming world as well, where you're just frustrating your opponent when you know that he is actually looking for a response. And well, whether it's on the pitch with the players playing, whether it's with the fingers on the controller for the gamers, human psyche remains the same. So frustration indeed here for Jenna Said as he looks for an equalizer, but plenty of time still to go, of course. Just about halfway through the first half here. Remember, this is, of course, a two-legged affair, so it will be based on aggregate scoreline, the result of this particular match. But at the moment, Sid has some defending to do, as Charan is showing no signs of stopping at all. And Neymar now, that's some typical skills. Back to Kule. Now Neymar again. It's a good tackle, stolen away from Jones. Now Cancelo. Indeed, a very efficient player at left back. Has been for quite a while. And speaking of efficiency in defense, Rafael Varane is extremely efficient as well. He's in Jenna Sid's team. Will have plenty of defending to do. You can be sure of that for the rest of this game. Good play here from Charan. Patient and unhurried. Here comes Mbappe, who always seems to be in a hurry to score his goal. Stolen away this time by Jenna Seto. Varane. Now Mendy. Again, extremely good at left back. And now we're into the box here. A chance for a cross. Now on to Mbappe. Ronaldo couldn't keep it. Oh, first touch just let him down. How often do we get to say that about Ronaldo's first touch? Now a chance at the other end. It's end-to-end action here, really. But just ran it a bit too long, and the chance goes begging for Charan. Make no mistake about this. I have said plenty of times already that Charan is having a stellar tournament as far as goal scoring is concerned. Just been scoring goals for fun, as if the defense has been non-existent in the first two games that he has played. But this is far from over. Even if it stays this way until halftime, there is everything to play for. And this is, of course, the semi-final stage, so you never know what can happen in a game of football, and indeed in a game of eFIFA. Fernandes to Ronaldo. Stolen away again by Charan. And back with Fernandes. This has been a much better half for Charan. There is absolutely no doubt about that. Just be looking at Jenna Sid's response as we head into the second half. So it's half time, ladies and gentlemen. Charan leading by a goal to nil, takes his goal tally to 18 for the tournament so far. And well, Jenna Sid certainly has his work cut out for the second half. Rafael Varane for Jenna Sid has been good. So has Mbappe at times, has threatened the goal, but there's only one man who's stolen the limelight, as he always does, and that is Cristiano Ronaldo, who has done Charan a huge favor. And Charan and his fingers have done himself a huge favor here by giving him the lead in the first half. But off we go then for the second. A fresh start. Jenna said will certainly be hoping it is a fresh start for him. How will he cope here? It's a very important first leg fixture now. You certainly don't want to be going into the second leg with a deficit because the second leg does provide you with an opportunity to get back into the match and win it still with the aggregate goals. And with games like these where both players, there's so little to choose between them, anything could happen. But it will be a huge stab in the throat, certainly for Jenna Sid, when and if he goes into the second leg with a deficit. But well, hold that thought because here he comes on the attack. Fernandez, Mbappe. Fernandez gets it back, gauging his options as he always does. And now Cristiano Ronaldo, and this time for Jenna Sid. It would be quite something if Ronaldo can come good on both ends. Nicely done though by Charan. Ronaldo slid through. He's got two to beat here. Cristiano Ronaldo, typical skills and footwork that we're seeing from him. And that's what the crowds come to watch, ladies and gentlemen, to get their money's worth. At the moment, it's Jenna Sid who's looking to get this tournament worth for him and book a place for himself as an E-Tiger in this particular game to go into the final as representing India at the very top level indeed. Now, Ronaldo, Jones, back to Mbappe. Not certainly where you want Mbappe to be controlling and getting the ball. But now, threaded through to Cancelo. Space opening up here. Could be a chance. Still alive here in the box. And finally, Charan doing just about enough to get it away. It's with Mendy now. Just wonder with the way that this game has been going so far, if one goal should be enough here for Charan and certainly, well, if he could score another one here, which he might well do with Ronaldo. So many skills, and has it gone in? It has. Well, just as I was saying, Charan might win this game with a slender 1-0 lead. Mbappe stabs in the second for him. A huge setback indeed now for Jenna Sid, and a mountain to climb for the rest of this game, and indeed the second leg as well. Indeed, it was a very well worked goal, but just comes back to what we were talking on top of the show, weren't we? I mean, Jenna Sid got on the break again. We saw that he was actually getting an attack of his own, but well, Charan fended off the attack, went at the other end, and scored a goal for himself. So all celebrations for him, but the work is not done yet, as Jenna Sid looks to pull one back here. It certainly is a bit uncharacteristic from Siddh Chandarana so far in this game. We have seen him play a much more dynamic style of play than he's been able to boast of so far in this one. But well, you never know; it might just be coming in the future. But I tell you what, it's Ronaldo coming at Jenna Sid and his team here again. Oh, what a lovely skill that is! And it could be 3-0. Is this game over, ladies and gentlemen? First Ronaldo, then Mbappe, and now his PSG teammate getting into the act. Neymar on the scoreline, on the mark for Charan Singh. Oh, look at that finish. You expect nothing less than that from the Brazilian. And you would expect nothing short of a victory here now for Charan Singh. Well, it seems to be falling apart here for Jenna Sid. He looks to muster up some sort of an attack here again. The tide can turn so quickly in FIFA, as all you gamers who are watching this might know. 3 goal advantage, of course, is not as big as it really is in an actual football game, but still, when the margin for error is so less, this is still a massive lead. James looking for options, chooses to go into midfield. Now Cancelo back to James, twisting and turning, twisted right into a red shirt, and it's been stolen away. Here comes Charan now. This is the kind of situation that Jenna Sid has to deal with very astutely and intelligently indeed now, because he's already been caught on the break once or twice. We don't want that to happen again. I'm sure he will have gotten aware of that as he looks to attack, and defense is also a concern. As Charan comes in here again, can this be the killer? Goalkeeper comes out nice and quick, and well, unsurprisingly, wastes no time in getting the ball forward, because as we've gone past the 80th minute mark in this game, it's Jenna Sid who is trailing by 3 goals to nil to Charan. But hang on, can that lead and deficit be reduced here? With James twisting and turning with the ball here, but again it's been stolen away, and nice first touch pass. You can see that from Charan. He's just so well set in this tournament already. Such crisp football that we've seen his teams play so far. Mendy now to Van Dijk, back to James, to Cancelo. That is absolutely stellar defensive wall, which Janacid hasn't quite been able to penetrate so far. Just about seeing out the rest of this game, isn't it, as we head into added time at the end of the second half here. It seems to be a comfortable victory here, and it is. Well. That man started things off. He couldn't do much about it, and it's Charan Singh who is leading this game by 3 goals to nil. Well, who would have expected this? The margin for error was supposed to be so less. Both players were actually pretty much on equal ground when they started off this game, but my oh my, Charan is running away with it here, and Jana said certainly in that game we saw him running out of ideas, but that's the beauty of a two-legged affair, ladies and gentlemen, isn't it? I mean, when you actually look at the Champions League or the big tournaments of this world, it's the two-legged affairs where you actually see the thrilling games of football. So even if the first leg doesn't quite go according to plan, you still have the second leg to make amends, and that's exactly the chance that Jenna Sid will now have for the second leg. But talking about the first leg, Charan definitely the better player, and deserved a 3-0 lead, you have to say. And Jenna Sid, well, you saw him in the friendly. You guys didn't get to see that game, but I experienced it firsthand. And there were moments where it was pretty much even Stevens, both players hitting the post, hitting the bar a couple of times. But we saw none of that really from Jenna Sid in this game. It was pretty much one-way traffic throughout. And, well, it's a semi-final. It's a huge game of football for both these athletes, and of course hoping for the best and the best player to win and to represent India in going into the FIFA E-Nation Series 2021. But what we also want to see is a good match and just a good battle, and we certainly quite haven't been able to see that in the first half. But well, Jana said, might just be disagreeing with me at the moment and thinking, well, I'm up for the second one. So it will, of course, start in just a bit. Mm, it's tough one. It is indeed a tough one for Charan not for Charan actually, for Jenna Sid, because Charan well, things are not looking tough for him. In fact, they look to be gliding through really for the man from Chandigarh. who is of course has entered this tournament as the number one seed, as I already mentioned on top of the show. So, well, going by that, he's certainly the best player. But by such a margin, you wouldn't expect. Both semi-finals were expected and still are expected to be tight affairs. But at the moment, as we kick off the second leg of this game, it's Charan Singh who's leading by 3 goals to nil on aggregate. A massive task ahead for Jenna Sid. Can he do it? Let's find out, ladies and gentlemen. Jenna Sid with the white jersey here now. Charan with the red one, as he played in the last game as well. Here he is, Cancelo, looking for options. Goes for Gullit. Gullit again. Back with Jones, the number 8, the midfield maestro as he's called. Now Mendy to Jones again. You can see the game from Charan, and there's a defensive mistake there, and he's into the box now with Mbappe. He was looking for options, and well, he plays it all the way back into midfield. You've got to say that was a real chance because he'd driven into the box. Just to wonder if it made sense for him to pull the trigger on that occasion, but it is still, of course, with Charan, and as we've passed the 11.5 minute mark of this game, it has been all Charan so far, riding high on confidence from that first leg. Here he is. Janasic struggling to get a hold on the ball here, and he very well needs to get a hold of the ball if he has to get a hold of this semi-final. Van Dijk to Cancelo, back to James. That's been given away cheaply to Mbappe. Now Gullit again. Fernandes was looking for options and he's spread the play out wide on the right. This is Neymar. Back with Fernandes. He's doing the right thing here, isn't he? And Jenna said, well, just as I was about to say, that he's impatient as threading a few passes together here and there in midfield and weaving play up and gives the ball away. As the commentator's curse, really. Now, Gullit to Neymar. He's looking to turn, but he's got a couple of white shirts on his back. But I tell you what, who's turned so well is Jones. That has now been given away. Jones, this time for Jenna Sid. Neymar. Fernandes. Seen him play some absolute defense splitting passes for Manchester United. The defense splitting pass, and indeed ripping apart the back of the net, is something that Jenna Sid very well needs here now. Mendy to Van Dijk. Seen plenty of the ball. Charan Jones backline over the 2 legs so far, and they continue to do so. And so is this man, Mbappe. Jones moves it on to Mendy, looking to muster up some space for a cross, perhaps. Played it back to Jones. Now, it's a nice one-touch play. Neymar, what does he have up his sleeve here? Passes it to Gullit. Now, chance to perhaps get into the box. That's a lovely play, but well, equally good defending in the end from Mendy. Gets it out now, and here comes Jenna Sid with Ronaldo. Gullit. It's back with Ronaldo. Now Jones. Cristiano Ronaldo did score in the first leg, of course, for Charan. Among 3 scorers were Ronaldo, Mbappe, and Neymar. So the three front men indeed coming good for Charan. Can't quite say the same for Jenna Sid. Certainly not so far. Jones again. Well, as the time ticks down now, just wonder if it's running out for Jenna Sid here. The 3-0 deficit, certainly you imagine that he has to get a goal back before half time. 3-0 deficit to be overturned in the second half of this game will probably be a bit too much to ask, and that too fending off all of the attacks of Charan that keep coming through. As you saw that one, it will be a corner. It was a good save indeed from the goalkeeper, but they have some more defending to do here as the corner comes in. Defended very well indeed at the near post, but Charan still has it. Neymar cool it again. Back to Jones. He seems to be in fine form right now, Charan. It's just a comprehensive performance from him so far. And Jones again. Ronaldo. He's lost it here. And you can see the frustration there. And well, that's the end of the first 45 minutes for the second leg, where it stays 0-0. So for this one, Jenna Said, of course, has managed to fend off the attacking threats of Charan in the first half, but you can be sure, you can be absolutely sure that there are more to come in the second. And now we are into the final half of the four halves that we play in this particular match. And Jenna Sid is, of course, yet to score. So he has to get 4 goals in order to overturn this tie. Can he do it? Here is Neymar. Van Dijk. Again, it's Charan with the ball and just controlling the tempo of the game completely, not letting Jenna Said get into it, not for a second. So much defending to do, and has to steal the ball here and get it in Charan half and get a goal here, Jenna Said. But here comes Mbappe. He's looking for some options, dribbling all by his own at the moment. Finds one in Gullit. That's a nice turn. But the pass is straight to Neymar, who pushes it on to Mbappe. And now, here he goes. This could be a chance! Oh, what an opportunity that was to get back into the game for Jenna Sid. It's his first real opportunity of the game, you have to say. But it's gone begging. But full marks to the goalkeeper there for keeping the clean sheet for Charan. Well, for now at least. Jones to Van Dijk. On the right wing now goes Cancelo. This is Cristiano Ronaldo now. Back with Jones. Finds another pass. Just entirely past the midfield for Charan team over the 2 legs so far. About half an hour to play on the clock for both teams, and still remains 0-0. So might not be the high scoring affair that we saw in the first game. It was high scoring, but just for the one team. Long ball forward. And Mbappe does get there. Thought of a cross, but took a tag two ball. But chance goes begging now. He's got it again. It's been a feature of this match so far, hasn't it? Oh, that's a nice flick, and oh, that should be it. Neymar gets his first of this game, opens the scoring here in the second leg. It's his second over the two legs, and you just wonder if he's put it beyond Jenna Sid now. 4-0 thumping lead for Charan over the two legs, and well, looking at the clock, it seems to be an affair where we might just already know the end result now. It again was a very, very well worked goal indeed. Look at that. That flick was just outstandingly good from Cristiano Ronaldo. So typical of his recent form for Charanjot. And Neymar, absolutely no mistake in front of goal. So 1-0 on the night for Charanjot and 4-0 on aggregate. Now, here he is, looking to make inroads here now. Jenna said, shot comes in. It was Van Dijk who got it in. Now, this is Cancelo. Forced out wide here. Here's Mbappe. Here he is again. Looking to make room for a shot, but ran into red traffic. Here he is again, though. João Cancelo goes down in the box. No penalty. I think it will be a corner. Yes, it is. Jones to take it. Always trust his delivery. Might be taken short, though. Yes, it is. Now, can Jenna Sid get a goal back? We're approaching the final 10 minutes on the clock. It still remains 4-0. Certainly an uphill task now from here. Beautiful skills. Now João Cancelo. Jones. This time for Charanjot. Cancelo does the right thing in taking it out wide and cancelling out the danger that was coming in, and that's a lovely touch, and it's completely opened up the defense here. It is 3 versus 3. If pass can be found here in the box, Mendy just takes a bit too long on the ball, but keeps possession here for Charanjot's team. There's nice skills as well. Just wonder if he'll be happy to take the ball to the byline. It looks like he doesn't want to do that, and a shot comes in, hits the crossbar. Well, that was for 5-0. The icing on the cake, really. But the embarrassment for Janased is saved by the crossbar. Now Neymar. Final few minutes in this game. Just a question of how many more Charanjot can add to his tally here. Neymar. Oh, look at that. Absolutely humiliating defenders. Been doing that since 2011, since he joined Barcelona, hasn't he? There's every possible trip that you can think of up his sleeve. And there it is. Well. Perhaps not the tight affair that we were expecting, but the number 1 seed, Charanjot Singh, has indeed gotten the better of Jenna Sid over the two legs, and have both players with us. Charanjot, I'll start with you. Is this the kind of game that you expected? Because you are, of course, you have been in prolific form throughout the tournament. You scored 17 goals before this game, and now you've taken that tally up to what, 22 now, is it? Were you
Yeah.
expecting this kind of a romp?
No, I expected like Sid to attack a bit more at the start. I got an early goal which put him on the back foot and gave me a motive to control the tie, which helped me. I know Sid's attack is one of the best, if not the best, in the country, and to not concede against him is like is a very good thing for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And to that point of not conceding, Sid, uh, it was pretty much a one-sided affair. Is that how you also saw the game? I mean, especially after that first game where it was 3-0, I expected you to come into the second leg all guns blazing. What do you think went wrong for you in this one?
Yeah, I think it was pretty comfortable for CJ. I think he's the best in the country by a mile, and it pretty much showed. As soon as he got the first goal, I think he controlled the tempo very well. And I tried to attack, but I just couldn't find any empty spaces. So fair play
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah, all right. Just saw a comment coming in from one of your viewers at the moment. What happened to Jenna Sid? It's just not your day today, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's not my day. I expected much better from myself, and the matter of the defeat is something I did not expect at all. But fair play to CJ. I think he is by far the best in the country, and hopefully he'll get the trophy home to India.
All right. Guys, this is football. This is FIFA, and there has to be a winner. There has to be a loser. Well played, Jenna Sid. We hope to see you in future tournaments as well. And Charan Jodh, congratulations on becoming an
Thank
e-tiger.
you.
You will be representing India. I think you should go off and celebrate now for a bit. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
All right, then that's it from us, but only for now, because as you can see, it will be Lokmanyu who will be taking on Vicky in about an hour and a half or under an hour and a half from now. So do join us at 5 p.m. for semi final number two. That should be a cracker of a game as well. And as we look at the bracket here again, which we had on top of the show, it's Jenna Sid who's been disqualified in the semi-finals, and Charanjot Singh has established himself as the first finalist of the first ever AIFF FIFA Challenge. So we'll see you again very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast, and we'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching.